guys, okay, so I have a short video for you guys this week on vocal health or voiceover hacks for vocal health. I'm coming to you live from inside my home recording booth. It's not very big, but smaller spaces tend to sound better. Anyway, other than that, here are 5 vocal hacks. Number 1, I talk about it all the time on my channel. Throat coat herbal tea. I have it every morning that I'm going to work. So whether I'm in the booth recording an audiobook or going into the studio to work on any number of projects, definitely before going in for Castlevania or anything that's going to be vocally stressful, especially video games. I cannot go into the booth for a video game without drinking this beforehand and taking in a thermos with me, because for something that's very vocally stressful, you kind of want to keep your vocal cords hydrated because you really start to strain. And the throat coat has licorice and other great stuff that really just coats the vocal cords, and it really helps. And if I'm doing an audiobook, I usually bring a cup in with me to lubricate the cords throughout. Number 2, lemon and honey, classic. A lot of these are going to be kind of the home remedies that your mom always told you to do when you had a sore throat or you were getting over a cough or something like that. So take a half a lemon, squeeze all the juice out, put about a tablespoon of honey in there, mix it really well, and then what I'll do is take a spoonful at a time and let it drip down my throat. And try and coat it as much as possible. So that is number 2, is lemon and honey. Number 3, warm water and salt. So when the seasons start changing, sometimes I find myself a little bit under the weather and you get that telltale tickle in your throat and your voice changes ever so slightly. You can gargle warm water and salt. That's another one that my mom always had me do growing up if I had a cold or a sore throat or anything like that. So warm water and salt. Mix that up. Gargle lightly. You don't want to go crazy and just like abuse your voice, but gargle that and that will help. Number 4, apple cider vinegar. That stuff is really, really good. There are a few ways to approach this. You could gargle the way you would with warm water and salt, or you could take apple cider vinegar and water, mix it together, and then you can sip just a little bit. I wouldn't do a ton. Doing too much could upset your stomach if you're not used to it especially. So just a little bit of that and just sip it very slowly. And that really helps. I recently was in the studio working on a project that was very vocally stressful. And then right after that job, spent a few good hours here in my home booth recording an audiobook. And toward the end, my high register was gone. It was really just, unless I was talking kind of in this deeper register, there was no voice. My voice started breaking a lot on the higher register, which was a problem because you kind of need your full range when you're working. So that day, I basically was like, all right, I'm done talking. I'm not talking to anyone. I'm using Google Translate voice or notepads or whatever it is to communicate, but I'm not talking. And what I did was I had apple cider vinegar with a little bit of honey and was just sipping that constantly, and warm teas. So apple cider vinegar with honey also works. And last but not least, number 5, ginger. This can be done in a few ways. Ginger tea is probably the most effective, but really even just consuming a little bit of raw ginger is really good for vocal health. So those are my 5 voice hacks for you today. And if you like that, let me know in the comments down below, and I can bring you 5 more vocal hacks for specifically when you've lost your voice or when you're trying to get your voice back. Thanks, guys.